We have a big announcement.
We're adopting!
Yay! Okay, so here's the story. About 5 weeks ago, Jared's sitting at a cafe doing some work on his laptop, and I'm sitting at a cafe in Scranton doing some of my own work. So I got a text message from a friend saying, hey, do you know anybody who's looking to adopt? Because there's a baby on its way and it needs a family. So I wrote back, yes, I do know somebody who's looking to adopt. And fast forward, she's like, you have to get in touch with our mutual friend who works at this agency ASAP. And I was like, well, hold on a second. I need to tell the husband because he doesn't know we're doing this yet.
She said, so there's a baby that needs to be adopted.
And everything since then has been just absolutely insane. Non-traditional everything. So we met with our friend / caseworker who was handling this adoption process. She kind of thought she was getting punked the whole time because she knows this really well and was not expecting to hear this from us. And
neither were we.
We weren't either. We had no idea.
So we had this meeting with our friend / caseworker, and she thought that we were punking her the whole time, but it turns out we weren't, and we were very serious about this adoption opportunity. So we started filling out a mountain of paperwork very, very quickly, because maybe the thing that we left out in the beginning is that the baby was due 10 weeks from when we first started having this conversation.
10 weeks.
And at that point, there had been no prenatal care, no OB visits, no nothing. So we had very little information to go on. We just knew that there was a baby and that it was due very, very soon.
And we had not been in the adoption process before. We had nothing filled out, no forms, no home visits, nothing. This is all brand new.
And then there was kind of like a lot of silence for a little while. We didn't hear much. We got the paperwork in, and that was basically all we heard for close to 2 weeks. Just like tiny little touch points, but no real actionable information. Nothing for us specifically to do.
We really didn't know if this was going to go through or not. And we were kind of at this weird flux of a point in our lives. Meanwhile, our beloved aging Dane, Mac, who has been part of our lives for the entirety of our marriage and just through all of our firsts and exciting moments, he means the world to us, and his decline became just really rapid, and so we had to deal with that emotional roller coaster ride and all the devastation that comes with losing such an important part of our family, you know.
It was obvious that the time had come, and in a way it was almost like he knew that we needed to make room for the next addition to our family, the next chapter. I can't get over how things have been so incredibly timed as we've been working through this. I mean, God planned everything out just so perfectly for us.
Literally, while Jared was on the phone with the vet, making a very difficult appointment, I was on the phone with our caseworker making up a home study appointment. It was just, the timing has been incredible. We have seen God's hand in every part of this story. It's unlike I've ever seen before in my life. Like, it's amazing. It's really been a story of taking giant steps of faith that we did not know we'd be taking this year.
Yep. Although we should have seen it coming, because we did recently start praying pretty specifically about the big question mark around having kids and adoption and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. In fact, I think my exact prayer was, God, make it evidently clear. And for me, like, I've always just had this indescribable prompting to adopt, and it's always just been a big part of my heart, and to the point where I couldn't even explain it.
After we said goodbye to Mac, we decided it was important that we get out of town. We haven't been able to take a vacation for a few years.
Several years.
Yeah, just because of caring for him. So we decided to make a trip to Rockport before the baby came, and just take advantage of the opportunity where we had some space and just get away for a little while.
So we're heading to Rockport. We were really excited to have some time of rest and relaxation before this new phase of life. And Jared was really stoked to go fishing, and I was really excited to do some sketching and painting. We love the rocky coast and the ocean, and we just knew that that would just be so healing. So we're on our way. We're almost there.
Yeah, we're sitting in Boston traffic on, let's see, it was June 13th.
Good memory.
Yeah. And we get a phone call from our caseworker. What did she say, Jen?
So we originally thought baby was due at the end of July, but birth mom is having contractions, and she thinks she's going to go in this week or next week. Yeah. Surprise!
It kicked it then into a higher gear.
It was recommended that we still go on vacation. You know, she thought she was okay right now, and they would just be in touch with us. And we unpacked things like we were going to be staying there for 2 weeks because that's what we had planned. The next night, we got a text saying, baby has dropped. Mom is having more contractions. You might just want to be ready to go as soon as we text you. So we packed up our cabin and had everything in bags just ready to go. Do you know how hard it is to be on vacation with everything still in all of your bags? It's very difficult.
Thinking that at any moment you could be driving home 6 hours to adopt a baby. So yeah, it was not starting out to be quite the vacation that we planned. Clearly God had some other ideas in mind for our restful, relaxing time away.
How did we spend the first 2 days?
Making a baby registry.
Baby registry!
Which is a lot harder than it sounds. Yeah, did a lot of research and trying to just nail things down and sift through all the information that we... But after that, we were able to get a couple of really great restful days in. I did some fishing.
Caught a lobster!
I caught a huge lobster. It was like a 20-pound lobster. Like that.
This is not a fish story.
Well, it's because it's a crustacean. It's a crustacean story.
Crustacean story.
So we got a couple of those days in, did some hiking, did some more fishing, did some sketching, and we got another text saying that we might want to consider cutting our vacation short. Mom was going to be delivering this weekend, which...
Any day. Well, we were at the grocery store, like restocking our fridge at our cabin to for the rest of our vacation there. So we literally like went from the grocery store, got this text message, and then packed it in a cooler and packed it in the car and went home.
Yep.
Bye-bye cabin.
Yeah. So then we got home and we scrambled to turn my office into a nursery.
It's so cute.
And people already started contributing stuff from our baby registry because given the short time frame, we don't have time for a shower or anything like that. So people are just shipping stuff directly to our house. We've been incredibly overwhelmed by how generous people have been, and
we've even had friends offer to like pump extra for us so that we can feed baby Brandon the best stuff. So we're
the breast stuff. See what I did there?
That's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So now we're waiting. We still haven't met the birth mom yet. We're supposed to meet her tomorrow, so we're.
We
very
should talk a little bit
excited.
about her.
Yes. There's a story.
Know.
This is a story.
Of which we know at this point very, very little. But what we have learned of her is so far all really great, and we're thrilled to death. So she hasn't been able to have any OB appointments, no prenatal care to date. So we're really flying pretty blind on a lot of the kind of details that you would normally have at this stage in a pregnancy, including we don't know the specific due date, we don't know the gender of the baby, and we don't actually know how many there are. throughout her circumstances, she was compelled to consider an abortion, and she had actually scheduled the appointment and went to the clinic and decided that she couldn't go through with it. And we're so overwhelmed and incredibly grateful about that. She started looking at other options. She had considered dropping the baby off at the fire station, but knew that wasn't going to be the best choice. So ultimately, she was able to find the information she needed that led her to this agency that would help her navigate giving her baby for adoption. And so
she's just a remarkable woman, and she's making the best decision for this baby and for her family. And the fact that she decided to go through with this whole pregnancy and put in the time and the effort and all of the physical everything, we're just so thrilled that she is doing that, and we have so much respect and just want to honor her as we raise this baby as our own. The mom is ready to go at any point. She's having contractions, the baby has dropped, it's in position, and I think her contractions are becoming more and more. So we are on pins and needles waiting. Every time the phone rings, we pretty much just like freak out. So now it's like the calm before the storm.
yeah, it's not calm, but
I feel calm.
I don't feel calm.